Donald Trump wins.
Well, our own Pete Hegseth talked with fellow vets and even sat down with Donald Trump's running mate, Governor Mike Pence. The exclusive interview coming up next.
And carpool karaoke goes to the Olympics. The U.S. swim team.
Beach talking to veterans on site. That's a key constituency for Donald Trump. And in light of the last week, is there any hedge or hesitation from them about Donald Trump as a commander-in-chief or to fix the VA? We hit the floor of the event and asked veterans. This is what they had to say. Do you have any sense of kind of the feeling on the street amongst veterans toward Mr. Trump as commander-in-chief?
I think we want to teach him the language, I guess. Maybe because he's not a politician. He's used to the business type negotiations and discussions. And with the military, we speak a little bit different language.
I like the way Trump supports the veterans, and I'm fully behind him. They're trying to get him off focus and get him off that, but there's so much problems in the VA, as you covered the other night, and it's been going on for 7.5 years, and it's still not resolved. So us veterans have been sticking together, and we're behind Trump. Something's got to be done, and this is our voice to get it done.
What about that independent veteran or someone out there who's not quite sure? Do you have any concerns that the last week has hurt your ability to reach out to them?
Not at all. As I stated before, the resolve has just increased all the more. The conversations that we have with other veterans, they are ready, willing, and able to do whatever it takes to ensure that Donald Trump wins.
You know what's happening, Pete? A lot of people are misinterpreting when Donald Trump says, our military's been devastated, we don't win wars anymore. They're taking it as a hit on the military. I think he intends it to say it's a hit on the strategy.
And the leadership, exactly. Right. It's not the military itself. It's the leaders that aren't giving them a clear mission.
But Donald Trump has not made that clear yet.
He has at some level, but the message is heard by vets. They realize that he's the kind of guy that would stick with them.
Okay, so, Trump has been pummeled by the press over the last 2 weeks during the Democrat convention and in the week since then. Has that impacted any of the support with the vets?
Not from the ones we spoke to. And they said they recognize that a lot of it is the media driving a bias against Donald Trump, that they understand what he's saying. He may say things differently than the elites want to hear it, but they get what he's talking about. They get about, and they especially zero in on the VA. And so that was an issue that came up at the town hall numerous times. In fact, I asked, we were there to interview as well, Governor Mike Pence, the VP nominee. This is what he had to say about the VA echoing Donald Trump.
What you have in Donald Trump is a man who's built a global business. He's a CEO. And I'll tell you, but when he's talking about those who are serving in the military today or those who have served, he's more passionate than any time I ever see him. And he is absolutely determined to fix the VA and make sure it works for all of those who served. He gave a major address at the VFW National Convention, laid out a 10-point plan. And I just promise you, things are going to change. They're going to change for the better at the VA as soon as Donald Trump becomes president of the United States.
He also said, you've got the secretary of the status quo versus a guy who will clearly shake it up. That's the distinction.
Plus, it was just, a week or two ago, the administration was talking about, everybody's complaining about the VA, but it's so much better.
That's right. Again, feeding into the fact that you're the ruling class in Washington are telling you that things are better, whether it's your wages or the VA. But what you're seeing on the ground is entirely different.
You can't just speak it into existence.
You can't. But that's what they're hearing from their leaders, and Donald Trump is speaking a different tune. So if there's division, I didn't see it at the rally at Virginia Beach from vets or military folks.
All right. Pete, thank you very much for going down there for us.
Thanks a lot. At 37 minutes after the hour, blocking a road leading to one of the world's busiest airports. Take a look at this. A group of activists line in the middle of the road near London's Heathrow Airport, causing chaos for commuters this morning. The British group calling for protests to mark the 5th year since a 29-year-old black man named Mark Dugan was killed by police in London. His shooting death sparking riots across England. Back here at home, a father is under arrest this morning after his twin home from deployment. Watch.
Daddy, you're not coming aboard anymore?
No, Daddy's not on the boat right now. So sweet. Those never get old. That is Aaron Gershowitz, an MM-1 nuclear mechanic on a submarine. He surprised his son Matthew at his daycare center in Georgia. The dad had been deployed for the past 3 months.